When it comes to preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear bomb, we should put partisanship way to one side. Sadly, though, the judgment of my Republican colleagues seems to be clouded by their abhorrence of President Obama. Today, Republican senators actually sent a letter to the Iranian leadership aimed at sabotaging these negotiations.
And bravo for them doing just that. Welcome to Gimme 5. That was Harry Reid, in case you couldn't tell. I know he's got the sunglasses for medical purposes. Welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, as we alluded to yesterday, 47 Republican senators, and it's a shame it wasn't 54 Republican senators, but 47 of the 54 sent a letter to the Ayatollah of Iran saying, this agreement will not be an agreement unless it's approved by the Senate. This agreement can be overturned by a new president. So proceed with caution. They're trying everything they can because they know that this president doesn't give a rat's behind about the fact that Iran is killing Americans, has killed Americans, is perpetuating and financing and backing terrorism all over the world. No, he wants the great Islamic Republic of Iran to join the civilized world while they're still doing everything I just said, as long as they put their signature on a dotted line, which will mean nothing except certain doom and gloom for Israel and the Western world. But Obama will have his little agreement to brag about. So good for the Republicans, but Harry Reid don't like it. Watch.
Let's be very clear. Republicans are undermining our commander-in-chief while empowering the Ayatollahs. Just last week, President Benjamin Netanyahu was here in the Capitol decrying the evil intent of Iranian leadership. Republicans at that speech, which took place down the hall from where we stand today in the House chambers, stood, applauded, stomped their feet and yelled, supporting what the Prime Minister of Israel had to say. Now, today, these same Republicans are trying to negotiate with these very same leaders in Iran that Netanyahu said we shouldn't be negotiating with him. This simply doesn't make sense.
No, they're not trying to negotiate with the Ayatollah of Iran. They're giving him a warning so that he won't sign an agreement that will be good for them and bad for us, because our president doesn't care about that, Harry, and you know that. And by the way, Harry, keep the change. I couldn't resist. Here's more from Harry Reid.
This letter is a hard slap in the face of not only the United States but our allies. This is not a time to undermine a commander-in-chief purely out of spite. We should always have a robust debate about foreign policy. But it's unprecedented for one political party to directly intervene in an international negotiation with the sole goal of embarrassing the President of the United States.
Yeah, how about when Nancy Pelosi went to sit down with her buddy Assad in Syria while Bush said don't? That was okay, though. She actually went to the country to try to undermine Bush. But shh, don't confuse the Democrats with the facts. More.
Throughout the 8 years of President Bush's presidency, Democrats, I disagreed with his foreign policy. I spoke about it here on the floor lots of times. We know the disaster of that war in Iraq. But even at the height of our disagreements with President George W. Bush, Senate Democrats never considered sending a letter to Saddam Hussein or other Iraqi leaders at the time. Never considered that. It would be an embarrassment to the Commander-in-Chief, George Bush. So I say to my Republican colleagues, do you so dislike President Obama that you would take this extraordinary step? Obviously so.
There's no analogy to be made between sending if you would have sent a letter to Saddam Hussein while we were at war with Iraq, at war, in a fighting war, my God, that would have been close, that would have been maybe treason. What would you have said to him? This is different. They're trying to negotiate a treaty. Here's one more.
Barack Obama is the president. This is an extraordinary step. And why it was taken, I really don't understand other than the dislike of the president. Barack Obama is president. I've agreed with him on certain things, and I've disagreed with him on certain things. But he is my president, and he's all of our presidents.
All right. We know the whole deal. He's all of our presidents. Doesn't mean that Republicans can't do it. He won't let the Senate vote on this. It's Obama's fault. The Senate was doing what it had to. Don't go away.